This is where it begins. This is where all the worry ends. This is where I say I don't mean to have control. This is where I admit.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the BS Podcast. Tonight we have Bailey Coles on again, round 2. She just got her mission call a week ago, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, a week ago. So we wanted to have her on, kind of like a life update and kind of maybe just talk about missionary stuff. So, cool. Well, do you want to tell everybody where you're going?
I'm going to Florida, Orlando, Florida. I'm leaving on February 24th. Yeah.
Yep, she starts home MTC February 24th, and then she goes into the Provo MTC on March 5th, and then she leaves the Provo MTC on March 19th and flies to Florida.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I think it was like the day after, I don't know, maybe it was Halloween. Did you see there was like a shooting in Orlando?
No.
Like a mass shooting? You didn't see about this?
Plug your ears.
No, what?
Did you not see this?
No.
What? There was like a ton of cop cars. Like the whole streets were lined with police. There was probably like
Great.
at least 50 cop cars.
Well, what happened?
I thought you guys had to see it.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it was on Halloween. Yeah, look it up. I remember seeing it. I was like, oh my
witches
gosh,
are
I bet
out.
Bailey and Brooke are freaking out.
Oh, it was a nightclub?
A nightclub on Halloween.
Look at the...
In a big city.
Just don't go to the
2
nightclubs.
dead, 6 wounded.
I'll have to stay out of there with my
Go
little
to
missionary,
images.
missionary self.
Look how many police. Oh, you can't really see them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was crazy. 2 people died. That was sad.
Dang.
Oh, that's not really like a mass shooting.
Well, 6 people got hurt.
Oh.
Got hurt though, so yeah, that's sad.
That's scary.
So what have you learned about Orlando so far?
Well, I've been looking at the map a lot and just like zooming into different places. There's so many lakes. Like there's so many lakes. I'm so excited. I'm gonna like see so many people that have like lake houses probably. I'm so excited for that. And also I have like so many cool beaches in my area. I have like Daytona Beach and like that's like at the very top corner of my area, and then it just goes down. I can't remember what beach it ends at, but it has like so much coastline, and I'm so happy. So I hope I get to at least walk on the beach. Obviously, I'm not allowed to swim, but I'm hoping I can at least like walk on the beach and like, I don't know, on like P-days or with like my companion. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on like where you're
Yeah.
serving at that
Mhm.
part of your mission.
Yeah. But
It seems like it's a really big mission.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And there's a temple, but it's under construction right now. Like, it's being renovated. So it'll open at, like, the very end of my mission. But there is a temple.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And who knows, like, where you'll end up, like, which area? Because I had no clue when I got to Chicago. I was like, oh, I'll probably be in a city. And then the first area, they were like, you're going to LaPorte, Indiana. I was like, I didn't even get called to Indiana. What the heck are you
That's
talking
crazy.
about?
Yeah.
And then we drove into Cornfield for like, it was probably like 2.5 hours we just drove.
Dang.
In the middle of nowhere.
That's crazy.
It was wild.
Like, that's not what I expected.
Yeah, I thought I'd be in some huge city, and I was in the middle of corn. And it's so
That's
flat
funny.
there. There's no mountains or anything. I don't know how Florida is.
Yeah, it's pretty flat there, too. I'm going to not know where I am. Because, like, that's how I tell where I am is
I
the
know.
mountains. So I'm going to be like, oh, I don't know where I am, which way is north, up or down. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Felt like I was
hopefully
going to tip
figure
over.
it out.
I'm going to fall off the face of the earth. There's nothing to catch me.
You're like trying to climb up to the top of a fence to see, like,
Actually,
is there more world out there past these cornfields?
My telescope.
Your pirate binoculars, as Remy calls it. Pirate binoculars. But yeah, you'll be closer to the ocean most of the time.
Yeah.
Like your mission is on the right side of Florida, pretty much the whole bottom part.
Yeah.
So why? What?
Time out. We gotta fix that. It's about to fall.
Oh man. Okay. So why are you? What happened? Why are you deciding to go? What's gone on in your life since we talked last that made you decide that this is what you're wanting to do?
Well, last time we talked, I was kind of like, I'll go if, like, the time is right, you know, but I decided the time is right, and, I don't know, like, I feel like the Spirit told me, like, there's nothing better that I could do with this time, and I just think that there's only pros, you know, because, like, I would just be sitting at home, like, yeah, sure, I could go to school and stuff, but I'd rather use this time that I can. Like, when I have this opportunity, I would rather, like, take this time to dedicate it to serving the Lord. And, like, I feel like it's a good way to get out of the house and kind of experience that for the first time since, like, I've never lived outside of my house before. So I think it's a good experience because then I'll have, like, people that are also going through the same thing. I don't know. I just feel like there's only pros every single time, so. But, yeah, and I don't know. A lot has happened since I last was on this podcast. I don't know. I feel like kind of I had a boyfriend that was like holding me back a little bit. Because I always knew like in the back of my mind that I should go on a mission and that's what I need to do. But when I was with him, I was like, oh, maybe we can get married. And maybe that was just like something in my head. That was just me wanting to go on a mission or something like that. Or like me like feeling like I had to. But we broke up and I was like, wait a minute. This is God telling me like the flag is falling. This is God telling me like, hold on, you're on the wrong path. You need to fix your eyes back onto what actually matters. And I don't know, I think I have a really strong testimony about how this is really what is good for me and what I need to do. But yeah, I don't know if that made any sense, but I'm kind of talking in circles.
Yeah, it makes
No,
sense.
it did make sense. Sorry. That's gonna work. That'll do it. That's gonna do it.
That'll do.
Donkey.
That'll do.
That'll do. That'll do. Don't. That'll do.
Well, look, we're in a little video.
Ooh,
Me
sneak
plugging my
peek.
ears.
That was what you were talking about, Mila.
The shooting.
Yeah. I just posted it.
My foot bouncing.
Wow, look at that.
Look at us.
Look at us.
What?
Look at us.
Okay. Anyways,
Where were we?
that was really good. I like what you said.
Well, and because I never lived out of the house either before I left, and it gives you a chance to like get out and experience a whole new place that you've never been.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've been kind of at Disneyland, but that's a different world, anyways.
Yeah.
But like you're going into people who live there, like their house, and like, you're getting to know the people who actually live there. You're not like in vacation land.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like totally different.
Yeah, and then also you get to live with somebody else, and then a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
So you kind of figure out like how to navigate different personalities and
Yeah.
different types of people.
Yeah.
So
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of things I don't even realize, like I'd have to deal with, you know, like just like living like on my own without my parents. Like there's a lot of things that'll be like, oh wait, I have to do that, because I feel like you just do so many things I don't even like think
Yeah.
about it, but like
And
I don't know how to
think
cook.
about. But like the thing is like I don't think about what I do that I need to teach you how to
Yeah.
do either. It's like just part of what I do. So it's like because I've been thinking about that. I'm like, okay, what do I need to like make sure she knows how to do
Yeah.
before she leaves? I honestly don't know. But cooking,
Yeah,
I guess
cooking.
that's.
I was
one.
thinking about that today. I was like, oh shoot, I don't even know how to make anything. Like I know how to scramble eggs.
Yeah.
Like that's about it.
Yeah. What did you do? Did you know how to cook stuff?
no.
I feel like we gave you a cookbook.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I never used it ever. I had a cookbook.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't do any.
Did you eat top ramen and like?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
the mission people feed you like the members?
Yeah. That was like my main thing.
Okay.
And then we always had somebody in our area who would like take us out, just even for like small, like for lunch and stuff. So breakfast, I would just like never eat breakfast because
I feel like we're not allowed to feed the missionaries. Isn't that a
I
thing?
think-
Utah's weird.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that
sure.
was with
Why?
Carson. Because Carson was here, and they like made it a rule here that they could only get fed like on Saturday and Sunday or something
Yeah,
like that.
I
and
heard
I don't
that
know
too.
the reason behind it.
That doesn't make. Well, there's a lot of rules that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's so many people that are like, oh, let me feed you, let me feed you, let me feed you, let me feed you.
yeah,
In
Well,
Utah.
and then they want to talk, and so they're
Yeah.
not just there for an hour for dinner. You're there for like 3 hours.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's a totally different dynamic here because all the people in the ward want
Yeah.
the missionaries to come over, and then they aren't getting out there with other people.
Yeah.
I actually got canceled on by the missionaries.
whoa,
Yeah, I'm surprised. They were supposed to come over and they were like, we're gonna have to reschedule. I was like, holy cow. I've never been canceled on by the missionaries, but hopefully it was for something good.
yeah. We always had our calendar was full, like people feeding us all the time, and then if we didn't, then the ward mission leader would feed us. Like he'd be like, "Do you
Really?
guys have elders? Do you guys have dinner?" And if we said no, then they would take us out.
I would
to go
love
get dinner.
that.
Yeah.
I would love
I'm
to.
gonna get so
like,
fat.
I eventually had to make a rule like, okay, one plate at dinner because there's so much food and they always have dessert. It's like, okay, I'm just going to have one plate and just eat what's on my plate and then be done. And then like sometimes the past missionaries were like crappy missionaries or like people just didn't like them. So nobody signed up for dinner. And then all of a sudden you're there and it's like, we have no dinners. So then you have to try to like build relationships with people at church and like
Yeah.
I
get
feel like
them
that
in.
happened in our ward for a while. We had some really weird ones for a while.
Yeah, we got sent the weirdos for sure.
It was like, how are you guys functioning in the world? And then we started getting some like cool ones that like they like connected with the youth and like they'd play basketball with the boys.
Yeah,
and
or they were
like,
cute.
And all the girls,
There you
they were
go.
cute, so all the girls wanted to like,
Hey, Mom, can you invite the missionaries over?
yeah. It's pretty funny.
And that's how they get girlfriends when they get home.
They're like writing down the number in their journal just in case. I need
What's
this
your
later.
email?
I have a spiritual thought I'd like to send.
And it's like, my patriarchal blessing said that I should marry you.
Yeah. Said I'd meet my wife on my mission.
Yeah.
My patriarchal blessing says, elder, I will meet an elder so-and-so who will be serving in my ward.
I had
You're
a
the
vision.
one.
I had a vision. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to find some like go-to easy cheat meals.
Yeah, I feel like I know how to do all that stuff a little bit just because of prep, but it's just like chicken and rice.
It's very
or
basic.
Like tilapia and rice.
Yeah.
Like it's like the absolute basic, least calories you can possibly have. Like, but yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we'll get some like easy
yeah.
like
Because I need to learn how to do
cheat.
stuff that I can just cook in one day and then just have for the rest of the week. Like just grab it out of the fridge.
yeah. Like soup and
Yeah.
stuff like that too.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we'll get it figured out.
I don't know, I was like putting together a whole list today of things I need to do because I was like scrolling on TikTok. I was like, missionary. I don't know. I just like went down a whole rabbit hole today just because I was so excited. And I told my family, I'm like, I'm gonna be so annoying in the next 3 months or however long it is till I leave. Like, just talking about my mission 24/7. But
And then when
I
you get
can't
home
help
from your
it.
mission, you're just gonna be talking about your
I
mission
know
24/7.
you guys are gonna hate me.
No, I like it. I think it's cool. I really did not expect that you were going to serve a mission. Like, I just didn't think that, I don't know. I just didn't think you were, until, it really didn't like sink in until like a few months ago where I was like, she's actually doing this. Like, well, when you started doing your papers, I was like, okay, I guess this is really happening. But
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. It's pretty cool.
My papers took so long.
Yeah.
Like, way too long. It was actually like kind of torturous. Like, I decided that I wanted to go in June, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like, this sounds really good, and like, I feel good about it. So I talked to my bishop and I was like, hey, I need to get it started. And he was like, okay, well, you can't start it until, anyways, it had to be like a certain amount of time between like my availability date and like when I started my papers and submitted them. And so I couldn't start them until a little bit later, so I had to wait more. And then I finally started them, and my doctor couldn't get me in for like a doctor's physical or whatever. And so it took forever, and it was just setback after setback after setback. And it was just so annoying, and I was like, okay, what is going on? Like, I swear, like, Satan does not want me to do this. But we're here now.
We made it.
We made it.
And then even just getting the appointment, like the last appointment with the state
Yeah.
president, took forever because he
It
went out of
did.
town.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like the last thing.
I went out of town, and then he went out of town.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
That
pong.
was like
yeah, so
3
annoying.
weeks of just like,
Yeah, because I had
Yeah.
everything done, and I was like, I literally just need this interview. I just need to. It's the exact same interview. It was with the bishop, and it's like, why?
yeah, I know.
So I don't know. It's just
Yeah. There's a lot of
But-
like steps you have to do, I feel like, that
Mhm.
are really stupid. But I mean, it's like a worldwide church with thousands of
yeah,
missionaries, so it's like they have to like dot all the I's and cross all
Yeah.
the T's. But I was thinking about like, what if you can give yourself advice, like, let's see, how do I want to word this? What do you hope, like, at the end of your mission that you come out of it with? Like, so what am I trying to say?
What would you say your future self?
Yeah, like, what are you, give your future self, like, here's what I hope for you. Can you do that?
Let me think. Future self.
Like, when, after your mission, like, what are you hoping?
I take
that-
out of it.
Yeah, that,
or-
like, you come out with these, like, these are the ways that you've grown, and these are the things that you've learned, and these are the things that are, like firm life lessons that
Mhm.
you're,
Yeah.
immovable, like, and it'd be interesting to see, like, at the end, like, are those the biggest things, or is there something different that you,
Yeah.
come out of it with?
Okay, yeah. Well, number one, I want to have like more scriptures memorized, and I want to have like go-to scriptures that I can like be like, oh, well, I'm kind of struggling with this, or no, I know I have a scripture for that, or like if someone is like dealing with something, oh, I have a scripture for that, because I feel like we have this like so much like resource, like just a big resource. Sorry, it's so late. Such a big resource that like I don't utilize enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's just the answer to everything in there, and I just need to find the scriptures that actually correlate with the things that are going on. And I don't know, I just want to have that, and then I also want to feel more comfortable like living on my own and like figuring out how to do things by myself without like someone telling me, oh, this is how you do it. Da, 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 da. Like I want to be able to be self-sufficient. And I don't know, comfortable being alone, I guess. Like, even though I'm technically not going to be alone, I'm going to be with a companion all the time, but, like, not being so, like, not needing my family there 24/7, because I love my family so much, and, like, I don't know, I've been with them my whole life, but I need to, like, learn how to detach from them a little bit, just so that I can grow into, like, an adult, obviously. But, so yeah, I want to be able to grow myself, and then, let me think. Oh, that was a weird pop. I didn't like that at all. Okay. That's basically all I can think of right now. I don't know.
Okay. What are you most excited to like share with people about your like testimony, or about like how you feel about God and the gospel and all that? Like, what's your big thing as of right now that you feel like you are most excited to share?
Well, honestly, I just want to see like the moment where they like this switch like flips in their brain and they like feel the Spirit. That's what I want to see, because I don't know, I just feel like that would be the coolest thing ever. Like just feeling the Spirit for like the first time, and like feeling the truth for the first time in your life, like feeling and knowing in your heart that wait, this is kind of true. Like, even though there's so much skepticism about the church and so many rumors, like, despite all that, people can still feel the truth and feel God's, like, light and love. And I just want to see, like, I just want to see that moment. I just feel like that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I answered your question, but
Yeah, no, that did.
yeah.
Just when people feel like recognize that they're loved by
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
something bigger and like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, and I want people to. I just feel like it's such a sad life thinking that this is the only life and, like, thinking that there's nothing after this. And I want to teach people, like, that there is a life after this and that there's more, and that there's a God that cares about you so much that he sent you here to prepare for that, because that's not going to be easy. But
Yeah. That's
I'm
awesome.
going to start crying.
I love it. I'm so excited. Well, we collected some stories from other people's missions. Do you have any that you want to share?
So many write-ins.
We had
So
like,
we just had so many comments. I don't even know if I can.
it was hard to weed through them. It took us hours to read them.
Yeah.
Sorry, we couldn't get to all of them. Do you have any stories though? Like anything?
You're not a mystery. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I just met a lot of really cool people on my mission, like cool families and member families. There's this one family we would go over like on Sunday night and play. They had this board. It was it had like marbles on it, and there's like a bunch of little holes. It's called Aggravation. Have you ever played it?
I haven't, but I think, is that the one at the cabin in the basement? I
And
think.
Grammy has one too.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's
No. It's called Trouble. Have you ever played Trouble?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Trouble, but with marbles.
Oh, okay.
I have a board. This family, it was the Frarys. I don't think they'll listen to this podcast, but every Sunday we would go over and like play this dice game. And she was like a hardcore member, but she would just drop the F-bomb playing this game all the time. I remember thinking, like, you're Mormon and you're like dropping the F-bomb? And it was just such a weird, it's just like, you meet so many, but they are like the coolest family ever, and we just fell in love with these people. And anyway, we would just play games and then we'd just talk crap to each other playing this game. And then when I got home, they made me a board, and like,
That's so
yeah,
cool.
it was so cool. So that was cool. I met like a ton of other really cool families. I had a cool ward mission leader, Filio, who kind of like took care of us so much. Like he spent thousands of dollars on us.
Wow.
And he would come out. We had like most of my mission, we would teach like maybe 10 lessons a week or 20 lessons a week would be like a high number. But with him, and then like you're supposed to get a certain number of member with you lessons. So like you bring a member along to teach somebody, and he would come to all of our lessons. So we just had like a ridiculous number of member lessons. He was always with us. So he was like a rock star missionary guy. So that was cool. You'll meet like really cool people that are like in the work with you, and it's like, oh, it's so cool. And then anyway, that's not normal. People like don't usually hang out with the missionaries and like go out with them a lot. So it's cool when you find people that do that. I got to baptize a guy in a river one time. That was cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was so cool. His name was Don. He was like dying of cancer. He was a hoarder, and like when we found him, he didn't know he had cancer, and like we got to know him, and his stomach was making all these like weird sounds, and our bishop was a doctor. So the bishop like saw him for free, and they found out he had cancer and like did surgery. And then while he was doing surgery, we cleaned up his house and like threw a bunch of stuff away. He was super pissed at us. We threw away this like toy. He had a toy car with like a couple wheels on it. We threw it away. He's like, "Where's my car with my wheels?"
Oh my gosh.
It's gone.
Hoarders are so weird. It's weird they actually know what they have.
Yeah.
Like you think they're not going to
There's
notice.
that water bottle that's half filled up. I haven't used for 3 years.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it?
That's crazy.
But the missionaries like saved that guy's life, and I was just part of it. I mean, I don't know if I actually ever taught him anything, but like it was cool. Yeah, I baptized him. It was cool to be there and like see him experience things.
Wasn't that right at the end?
Yeah, it was right towards the end. And then it was crazy because when he he died. I had a dream that night that like we were in the temple and like we hugged in the temple, and he walked up the stairs and I walked down the stairs.
That's
and then I woke up
crazy.
and I had a text that he had passed.
That's
That's pretty crazy. That's probably the craziest story I ever had. But yeah, that's my kind of my mission. But I loved my mission. I mean, I hated it, but I loved it. It's like such a love-hate thing. It's so hard, but it's so fun, and like you'll have so many like relationships that you build with people that you maybe would have never talked to in real life, that all of a sudden you love, and then you experience something with them that is like, it creates a bond with those people forever.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
That's cool.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited too.
But yeah, we got some cool stories, at least.
Should we share some?
Yeah, share some.
Let me just weed through all of them. Oh, there's a lot.
Just get the highlights.
I feel like Mom should tell her story. I feel weird telling
Should we call her?
Mom's story.
Try to call her and put her on the mic.
Do a guest speaker, guest call in.
I don't know. Should I text her? Should I just put on speakerphone? Mom, we're calling you. Is it picking it up?
I need an orange.
Florida, the land of the oranges. I bet she's asleep. It's like 10:43 in real life.
Well, wake your ass up. We got a game tomorrow.
She's not gonna answer. Dang it. Oh well. Sorry. Oh, Mom, we tried.
Mom.
Should I tell her story or?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool one.
No.
You could tell it, and if she ends up calling back, I can just cut it and then put hers in instead.
Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. So, well, should I keep it anonymous or should I say it's my mom?
You could just say it's her.
Okay. Okay, so one of the experiences that we were going to share is from my mom. We tried to get her on to tell the story, but I think she went to sleep already because it's pretty late. But so when she was 14, there were some missionaries that knocked on her door and they wanted to teach her. And so she said that they could teach her, and her mom was fine with it. And so she let the missionaries come in, and I think my mom had some friends who were members of the church at school. So she'd already kind of like, maybe she made friends with them after this. But anyway, whatever. The missionaries came and started teaching her about the gospel, and she said that she felt the spirit of their words, and she felt the spirit about Joseph Smith. And after a couple of lessons, I'm just going to read her words because I feel like it's better that way. It said, after a couple of lessons, I went up to my room to offer a very sincere, almost begging prayer and asked if I should join this church. I fell asleep and had a dream that night that I could see the Savior standing in the middle of a circle, and there was a red velvet rope guarding the way so people would not touch. The love I felt for him was so strong that I crawled under the rope and could see the nail marks in his feet. I kissed his feet, and his tears bathed my whole body. I knew how much he loved me. I joined the Church of Jesus Christ a couple of weeks later. And I just love that story. And she actually came to my primary class one time and told that story to my primary class. And my primary class is crazy. Like, they never sit still and they're never quiet. But when she came to share that story, they just sat still and were just like... And then afterwards, one of the kids was just like, you saw Jesus. And she was like, hey, kids, remember it was a dream. Like, don't go home and tell your moms that the lady at church saw Jesus. But it was so funny, though. They were just like, oh, my gosh. Like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I've never seen them sit still since. But, yeah. So, that was a cool story. That one's also from Dad. Last one.
Yeah, gross.
I know, those
ASMR.
snacks. It's so disgusting. You can hear me swallowing. You can probably hear me swallowing this. I have the loudest swallow. Do you swallow loud? Does he swallow loud? I feel like it's like...
On the podcast, it's so gross, though. Whenever we're eating
It's just
anything,
like
like,
all the little nuances.
It's disgusting. Do you swallow loud?
I don't know. Fantastic.
Let's hear. Yeah, I want to see.
gosh.
Okay.
Kayla's gonna
listen.
give us some ASMR.
No. What's wrong with my throat? I swallow so loud. I used to not be self-conscious about it until I married Rich.
I
And he
wouldn't
was like,
stress
you
it.
swallow really loud. And I was like, I do? And now I notice I do. He was right.
I wouldn't stress it.
Well, I am.
When you're so perfect that your only flaw is that you swallow loud.
Yeah, right.
Could be worse. Could be
It is-
raining.
Or snowing. It was snowing
Be
today.
Snowing today.
All right, so my dad went to Japan on his mission, and this is his story. He says, Japanese was so difficult for me to learn. When I was first there, I had to memorize a short door approach. I greeted a woman as she opened her door and repeated my script. When I finished, she responded and looked at me as if I was to say something more. I did not understand a thing she said. My companion told me, she said I spoke very good Japanese. Ha 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 ha. For months, I would memorize parts of the lesson, give my part, and then struggle to stay awake because I was completely not understanding what was being said. I did, however, eventually learn to speak and understand most of what was being said. But I always carried a Japanese to English dictionary, so when I heard a new word, I could look it up. He said, oh, you want me to keep going, Brooke?
Yeah.
Okay. He said, I remember doing street contacting in front of the big Nagoya train station, lots of people coming and going. Japanese are very polite and respectful. I was respectful to them in return and never tried to inconvenience anyone. But if they had time and could talk, I would have. This kind of broken up here. We would have short discussion. We would have a short discussion. Okay. But if they had time and could talk, we could have a short discussion. And I would challenge them to read the Book of Mormon and learn of Jesus Christ. If they could afford 400 yen to pay for printing, I would exchange that for a Book of Mormon. Or if that was too much and they would promise to read it, I would give it to them. I believe it was $1.50 US dollars back in the 70s. One day, another religious group was also at the station doing some high-pressure selling of pamphlets. Oh, wow. They actually asked me They actually asked me if they could send people my way if they needed, because all they knew what to do was ask for money. One of them told me he did not even like Japanese people, but if he could get their money, that's all he wanted. I was sick about them being there and watched them be pushy and disrespectful. After about an hour, the Japanese police came and arrested them and took them away. Ha 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 ha. Wow. That was really hard to read. That was my bad on that one, but that was a good story. That was a great story. I just couldn't read. So, Brooke,
Want me to do this?
bring us home.
Okay. All right. And then he has another one. It says, another day, street contacting in an indoor shopping mall. I was trying to have discussions with anyone that would stop and listen for a second or two. I was about 2 feet taller than most average Japanese people and could see the sea of people shopping and going back and forth from store to store. I heard loud screaming about 4 stores away and could see someone running in my direction through the crowd. The guy obviously had taken something from the store and was trying to run away. He ran right into me. His head was at my stomach level. He was stopped, tried to go left, and I lunged that direction to stop him, and then he tried to go to the right side, and I lunged that way in front of him. That's his basketball defense kicking in. He eventually stopped, and realizing someone much taller was in the way, and he looked up at me. As I spoke to him in Japanese, he was completely defeated and shortly was taken by the mall cops. I bet he tells that story today about some crazy American that just happened to be there and make sure he didn't get away. What would be the chances? And then the last one that he shared that I thought was really cute was he said, on cold nights like tonight, late at night, between 10 p.m. and midnight, in the smaller towns mostly, we would hear the very low, slow voices of the men singing songs as they pushed their wood-burning stoves filled with sweet potatoes through the small, winding, old, narrow streets. The singing would start to let everyone know that they had hot, ready-to-eat sweet potatoes for sale. They were so good, especially on those cold, wintry nights. That's just cool. I love that story.
Yeah, it's cute.
And I feel like everybody who like goes on a mission, and it's probably the same for like any sort of like experience where you're away from anything that you're comfortable, like anything that you're like, anytime you're out of your comfort zone, I feel like every little experience just like hits so much deeper. Like that experience of like the sweet potatoes guys through the streets, like if you grew up with that, it really probably wouldn't even be a big deal. But like that's something so foreign to us, you know? And so he remembers that. He remembers how it sounded, and he remembers like little details about it. And then like just like I feel like it's just so much more, everything's more impactful. And part of the reason is probably because you're out of your comfort zone. And then also I think anytime that you're like worrying more about serving others rather than like what you're going through, you're just like more aware of like how everything is like fitting together and how everything is like impacting everyone. And yeah, I just think it's so cool. Missions I feel like are so beneficial for just growing up and like learning how to, even like being a parent, like because when you're a parent, you're literally living for other people. So it's good practice, probably learning how to like put all your effort into like helping other people and teaching them and caring more about them than yourself. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. It's this huge sacrifice. But I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
We had one other story that got submitted. Well, two. We had an anonymous story that was submitted, and we had one of our other most loyal followers submit one.
Our most loyal?
Yeah. That's not our parents. Okay, our most loyal follower, Sid Martin Lou.
Yes.
She submitted one that I think is really funny. I think she wrote it as like the funniest story that happened.
Okay.
Okay, where did she go? Somewhere in...
I think Chile.
Yeah, I was gonna say South America. Now I can't remember what country.
I can't remember exactly where, but somewhere South America.
Yeah, so picture like South America. Okay, she says, I don't know if this is the funniest, but I had a tarantula land on me during a lesson on someone's deck, and the quickest way out was jumping over the railing. So that's what I did, and I went hauling down the street.
Oh my gosh, I would. I don't do spiders. I don't blame you, Sid.
Freaky.
Isn't that funny?
Yes.
That's crazy.
She's just like, see ya.
One of the questions was like the craziest missionary moment. Do you have like a crazy one? A crazy moment? I was thinking more about like a companion.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can share this in like for people.
Why?
That's just if,
The murdering one? The one that wanted to kill, said he was going to kill you?
yeah, that was nuts.
Is that the one you're thinking of, or is it a different
Yeah,
one?
that's kind of what I was thinking.
That's crazy.
He was a psycho.
Yeah, that was freaking
I
nuts.
hope he doesn't watch this podcast.
I know, that's why I'm like scared. I'm like, I hope
he's
he
gonna
never
find you.
sees this. I hope I never hear from him again. Freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. I could tell about a time I broke rules and got in trouble, but that might not be appropriate either.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Brooke a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you called me.
I called Brooke. There was one time, it sucked because I really loved my area, but there was this fighter that was fighting, and I loved the fights. So we went late night to Buffalo Wild Wings, and there was like a group of us that went. And then I was a district leader, and we were with a bunch of people, and then after like a week later, I found out President found out because somebody told.
No.
And we all got in trouble. And I got emergency transferred out of my area, taken out of district leader, moved to a new place, middle of nowhere. Morris, Illinois.
Put him in Morris.
Put him in Morris. Yeah, that's where they put the troubled missionaries, is in Morris. And I finished out there.
Is that where you met the one companion that we were just talking
No.
about? Oh, okay.
It was actually, I was with that companion at the time.
He's probably the one that told.
No.
Did he come with you guys?
Yeah.
All I remember is like a green and white scarf that he was wearing.
No,
in a
that was a
picture.
different companion.
Oh.
So there was a couple
There was a companion.
interesting ones.
It was pretty early on. We were in this area where we lived with a member, and we were in his basement. It was the best, like, arrangement, but we had a queen bed. It was the only area I had a queen bed in. And,
One queen bed for the both of you.
2 queen beds.
Oh, I was thinking you had to share a bed.
No, that's totally against
Just
the
spooning.
rules. Golly, what kind?
Let's just squash the rumors
That's
right
a different
now.
kind of mission.
I can remember when I broke the rules. I don't know if I can.
We
share.
got in big trouble. I shouldn't share. I'll just say we had a queen bed. That's all I'm gonna say.
It kind of is along those lines, but.
Oh no. Okay, keep going.
Well, I was just doing my morning studies. I got a missionary. They had me training, and I had only been there 3 months. And I didn't really know what I was doing, and then I have a new guy. I'm supposed to teach him. Anyway, we're doing our like morning studies. You have like an hour set aside for your personal time, and so I'm like reading, and you can like I could see out of my peripheral and like feel him coming over, and he's just like standing over me. And I like turned around like, can I help you? And he was like, your eyes, they're so mesmerizing.
What?
And I like stood up and I was like, don't come over to my side of the room anymore. And I like walked him over to his side and I drew a line down the floor and I'm like, this is your side of the room and this is my side of the room. Do not come over here
Oh my
again.
gosh. Is this the scarf kid? You should have known he was wearing a scarf.
I just pray they don't watch this. I'm so sorry. I actually love the kids, so.
He's from Gryffindor.
I loved all these people, just except for the one guy.
Yeah.
But he
There
was
was one
going to
guy.
kill everybody at church and stuff. You ever hear about this?
Mm-mm.
Ugh, I don't even know if you should know it, but he was like headbutting his scriptures at church. Don't say it.
No, you're fine.
Okay. He was like headbutting his scriptures at church. And I was like, are you okay? And he's like, no, I'm not okay. So I like went to the bath. I like had to go to the bath. I'm like, I'm out of here. Because he was having some sort of breakdown.
Wait, so you went where?
I went to the bathroom to just like get away. It's the only place you could escape.
Were you by yourself in
Yeah.
a stall?
Yeah.
How sad.
And then he followed
But
me
actually,
in.
that really is the only place like you cannot have to be like in eyesight of your companion.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for you
Yeah.
sometimes, especially if you don't like your companion. Because you're going
Yeah.
to be like, I need a second. You have to do what Spencer did and be like, this is a line.
Yeah.
This is my personal study time. And you're not supposed to come over here. Anyways, okay, keep going. So you're in the bathroom.
Yeah, and then he comes in following me, and then I turned around to like wash my hands. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I'm just feeling a prompting that I need to kill everybody here at church.
What?
And then luckily, the mission president was visiting our ward that day, so I was like, you should probably talk to president today. And he was like, okay. So he goes and talks to president, and then the mission president's wife like came over, and she was like, are you doing okay? And I was like, not really. I was like, I need to get the F out of here. Like, this is crazy. I need a new companion. I need a new area. I need out. And then she was like, okay, well, I'll talk to president and see, like, what I can do. And then I told the president, I'm like, I can make it, like, 2 more weeks, and then at transfers, you get me out of here, or get him out of here. And then he didn't. He left the mission and left me there.
The mission president left
Yeah.
No.
and left you with Psycho Boy?
With Psycho Man.
No.
I
Yeah.
feel like I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
Mom was losing it.
Yeah,
She
it
was so
nuts.
mad.
Yeah. And then I got myself emergency transferred out because I went to B-Dubs late night.
That'll do it. Then you went to Morris,
This is...
Morris,
Yeah.
Indiana.
I mean, this was such a good spiritual episode, and here I am.
Well, we have to have a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't just all be like rainbows and butterflies and Book of Mormons.
Yeah.
Books of
Yeah.
Mormon.
That would be my like advice is like to find the like middle ground of like yes we're working hard and we're like doing what we're supposed to, but like on your P days, like when you have off, like go have fun, like do what you gotta do, you know, and like have fun and like make friends with all the people around you. And I don't know, I feel like I was always like focusing on that. Okay, like what's the middle ground, you know, like we can go like work hard and be good missionaries and like be spiritual, but we can also like have fun and make friends and like enjoy ourselves while we're here. So that would be my advice.
Yeah.
That was one of the question boxes.
I was always too worried about home. Like constantly like, what is it going to be like when I get home, and who am I going to date when I get home? What friends am I going to hang out with? I shouldn't have done that, because now when I'm putting Katie to bed at night, we'll read books and stuff, and then she found Emily's journal from her mission, and she'll like bring it to me, and so we started reading her journal.
That's so
And
cool.
I wish I would have done because she was more focused on like, oh, I saw all the other missionaries today at like P Day. We went and met up, and like she would have relationships with like the other girl companions and the other guys, and like she had such a fun time with like all of her people. I wish I would have done that. So
Did
I'm
you
not
keep
here
a
to
journal?
like I did, but
You
it's
did?
it's a mess. It's just so stupid. It's
Really?
pretty much just like, I miss my family, can't wait to get home.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
It was bad.
that's sad.
Yeah. But I had great times I could have wrote about. I just didn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think sometimes when you're writing your journal, you're just like, you sometimes write down the things you can't say out loud.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I just got to write this down somewhere.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But Emily's journal is more of like a story of like, this is what happened, this is who we met, this is like my companion right now, this is our area.
That's cool.
So it's fun to read. So not that I'm like here to give you advice or tell you how to do things, but
Well, Bailey's really good at keeping a journal anyways already, so I think that'll be like...
Kind of. My journal's like, I woke up, I went to the gym, I went to work, I know I'm going to bed. That's literally it.
Yeah. But you're in the habit, so...
I feel like a lot of days I did that, where I was like, okay, we like went and saw this person, and we went and saw this person, and like when I was writing it was like, well, yeah, of course you went and saw that person because we've been seeing them every like twice a week for 6 weeks, you know. But looking back now, it's been like 7 years. I don't like Spencer will read something like, oh, you said like this and this about like this elder or like this like person you met, and I was like, I have no memory of that, like nothing.
Crazy.
So it's like cool that I wrote that much stuff down because I don't remember any of that.
That's really cool. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, that's true. I wish I'd been better about keeping a journal. I was really bad. I'm always too tired at night. Just like,
Yeah.
go to bed.
yeah. Do you have any like questions or like things you're worried about? Because Emily went on a mission,
Yeah.
and Brooke knows people who went on a mission, and I went on a mission.
I know people.
Not really. I mean, like, I feel like most of my questions have... Like, I had a lot of questions about how I get fed. That was one of my questions. I was like,
Logistics.
do I just go there and, like, hope for the best? Feast on the words of Christ? Because that'll fill me up. But, yeah, I think that was, like, mostly my questions. Yeah, I don't know. What's one thing that you wish you would have, like, done differently, I guess, like on your missions?
You kind of already said that one.
Yeah. I wish I would have just like been in the moment, like not worrying about. I get lost and I'm working on this, but like a lot of times I get lost in the past and like beat myself up about stupid stuff that I did or didn't do or like should have done, or stuff in the future that I'm worried about, instead of just being like, well, all I can really control is right now. So let's just focus on this, and then everything else takes care of itself. I just wish I would have focused on them, like where I was and what I was doing and the people I was meeting, more than worrying about everything else. That's the only thing
That's
that
good
I wish
advice.
I would have done different.
That's good advice for just every day, all the time.
Yeah.
I think like looking back, I think it like you're in like a bubble,
Mhm.
like when you're on your mission. So it's like you're only talking to missionaries. You're only focused on missionary work, and so I think part of that like bubble kept me like seeing the people that lived there, like in that bubble too. It was like they're either a member or they're not active or they're like someone that I have to convince to like come to church.
Mhm.
And sometimes I wish I would have like seen the bigger picture of like that person and like their story and like not just like labeled them as my little missionary bubble.
Mhm.
Because like looking back now, like especially with a lot of like the members who didn't go to church and like hadn't been for a while,
Mhm.
it was like we have to go get them, like how could they ever do that? And like now that I'm adult and I like have an adult life with like kids and I'm like married and we have like family and stuff,
Mhm.
I'm like, well yeah, I could see how that happens. Like life gets in the way, you get sick, your family needs you, you can't afford things, you know, like all these like things happen. But in my like 19-year-old mind, it was like we just have to get them to go, you know. And I wish I would have seen like the bigger picture of like them as a person and kind of just been like, we'll be your friend, or like what do you need, or like hey, just reaching out to you today, you know, instead of like, all right, what do we gotta do, like we always have to have a plan and like planning for them, which is like part of being a missionary, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But more important is
Yeah.
just to see them as a person and love
Yeah.
them the way
Yeah.
they are. And
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good advice.
There was another advice that was sent in too, if you want me to read it.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to find
it's hard to weed through all of them. I know.
I know. Jeez. Okay, it says, don't let what your current idea of a mission is completely influence what it could be and is even supposed to be for you. Sometimes we get too caught up in what we think it should be or should look like that we miss all the amazing stuff that God shows us. That was a good one too.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really cool. But even just like hearing you say like, we had an hour of personal study, I'm like, yes, I want to go on a mission. Like, I can't even imagine what that would feel like to wake up in the morning and be like, I just have an hour of personal study now. Like, what? Like, that sounds nice. Now, where my life is dictated by little tiny people, it's like, wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I was going to share really quick some random facts about Orlando. So, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, one of the world's largest... Start over. Okay, here's some random facts about Orlando. It has one of the world's largest McDonald's. It's 19,000 square feet.
Oh my gosh, I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
Well, there
I've
it is.
literally-
It's time. It's
And guess
time.
what? They serve pizza and pasta there.
Oh, so I am gonna get fat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they serve all the normal stuff. But they have, yeah, so anyway, they have extra things because it's so big.
I've literally always wanted to go there. I didn't know that was in Orlando.
Yeah.
Oh, that made my day.
There's over 100 parks there. Let's see. Some of these are dumb. Oh, Magic Kingdom wasn't the first amusement park there. Gatorland was the very first theme park.
Gatorland. Is that in
Yeah.
Orlando?
That's in Orlando. And
I'm so
it was
going.
it started in 1949. And they have baby crocodiles, and then they have capybaras and zip lines.
Wow.
Yeah. And let's see. Lots of cool beaches. We already knew that. E.T.'s Adventure Ride is the last original ride at Universal Studios. Everything else has been switched out.
Wow.
I don't know if you'll get to go there while you're on your mission.
Definitely not.
But here's a place you probably will go. It's Church Street Station, and it is on the Register of Historical Places. It was built in 1889, and it's like, it looks like it's in like a shopping center. I'll have to send you a picture of it so you can show. But anyways, it's cool.
Oh, that is cool.
It's just like an old railroad station, but now there's like a mall built around it pretty much. Nobody knows how Orlando got its name. So
Nobody knows.
nobody knows.
It's weird.
There's a lot of theories, yeah. Some people think that it's from Shakespeare As You Like It. There's a judge in that play named Orlando. They think that it's named after that. Or there's a like legend of a soldier named Orlando Reeves who served as a military guard on Lake Eola during the Seminole Wars. But there's actually no evidence of anyone by that name. So they don't know if
Someone
that's
just made it
true.
up.
But its original name was Jernigan. That was the last name of the first permanent settler ever there. So Orlando was originally called Jernigan.
Jernigan?
Jernigan. So now you know some interesting facts about Orlando.
Should I make like a TikTok
go.
series of the journey to Jernigan?
Journey to Jernigan. Yeah, you should.
When people ask where you're going, you should be like, I'm going to Jernigan.
Oh, you probably don't know what that is, but that's actually the original name of Orlando. But only people from Orlando know that.
That's literally going to be the point of annoying I'm going to be.
Yeah,
by
when
the
you
end
get
of
home
this
from your
month.
mission.
Yeah.
Oh, it used to be called Mosquito County because there's a lot of mosquitoes there.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'm
Bring
not
a
going anymore.
mosquito net.
Just kidding.
Never mind.
Bring one of those bug zappers. That's what will get you as your going away gift.
Oh my gosh.
One of those little tennis racket
Yeah.
zapper things.
Just-
Walking down the street. Bzz, 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 bzz.
Yeah, I'll get you one. The largest Tiffany glass museum is there.
What is that?
Tiffany, the blue, the glass company.
Blue and white.
Yeah.
Kelly.
My mom would probably really want to go to that museum.
There's so many places we're going to have to go when you guys pick me up.
Yeah,
You're going to fly in and pick her up.
I want
Can we
to.
all?
Yeah, let's do a big family trip.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, I have a friend who said
Or
that
Disney.
she has connections for a house down there that sleeps 20. That all you have to pay for is like the cleaning fee, I think she said. And yeah, so we could all go down there, stay in the house, go to the theme park, see the meet some people from
Yeah.
your mission.
Katie
to
will
the
be
beach.
Katie will be 4.5,
That's so
and Griffin will be
weird.
3.5.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
When will
be
you come home? So you leave February 2025.
August 26th.
So come home August 26th. So Katie will be turning 4.
they'll be the age you and Bridger were when I left.
Oh my gosh.
When you get home.
They're
weird.
still totally young enough that they're gonna
Yeah,
like,
they won't forget you.
and like they're gonna like not remember that you were gone when they're older. You know, it's just gonna be like you were always there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, should we wrap it up?
let's wrap it up.
Unless you have more stories or
No.
no?
I don't think
When
so.
you get home from your mission, you're gonna have lots of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a long episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be the next time that people see you is
Yeah.
when will that be? 2026?
26,
My gosh.
2 years from right now.
Well, we'll do updates. We'll do missionary moments. I don't know.
Sure.
Brooke will give us the
Yeah,
updates. And
I'll give updates for sure.
Yeah. And maybe you can watch our show. It's a pretty family friendly show on P-Day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules. And
We
I-
didn't have any marks on the whiteboard today.
Oh, we should have. I did swear once.
You did?
Yeah.
Dang. There we go.
Wrote it right behind the mic.
Oh, man. Well, the people know.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I don't remember. Dang it.
Okay.
Must not have been important.
All right. Well, thanks for showing up to this episode. If you have any words of wisdom for Bailey, comment, like, subscribe, all the things. We'll link Bailey's Instagram if you want to just send her a message privately. Yeah, good luck, Bailey. You're going to do great.
Thanks.
Pray for me.
Yeah, pray for me.
No, me. Pray for me.
Pray for
Just
me.
kidding. Pray for us.
Your love is like radiant diamonds bursting inside us. We cannot contain. your love will surely come find us like blazing wildfire, singing your name. God of mercy, sweet love of mine, I have surrendered to your design. May this offering stretch across the skies. These hallelujahs be multiplied.